Since I am reviewing this movie in the morning, well, I think I need some second breakfast. Hey guys, this is Frozen Wish to use here, and welcome back to another movie review. And today, I'm going to be doing a review on The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Yep, guys, as I am going to be reviewing the Middle Earth saga, both the Lord of the Rings trilogy and the Hobbit trilogy, leading up to the Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. My most anticipated movie of the month, no competition. So, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring is the first installment in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and let alone this Middle Earth saga in general, and is directed by Peter Jackson, and it came out in the year 2001, and it stars Elijah Wood, Ian McKellen, Viggo Mortensen, Sean Astin, Ian Holm, Liv Tyler, Christopher Lee, Sean Bean, Billy Boyd, Dominic Monaghan, John Rice Davies, Orlando Bloom, Kate Blanchett, Hugo Weaving, Andy Serkis, etc. And so the film tells the story of a young hobbit named Frodo Baggins. After inheriting a mysterious ring from his uncle Bilbo, must leave his home in order to keep it from falling into the hands of its evil creator. Yeah, along the way, a fellowship is formed up to protect the ring bearer and make sure that the ring arrives at its final destination, Mount Doom, the only place where it can be destroyed. Yeah, sounds like a simple story. Yeah, well, it's three. These movies are 3 hours for a reason. But I'll just leave the summarization of that. So yeah, now, yeah, after years of wanting to tackle this trilogy, I am finally able to do it. Yeah, for a long time, guys, for a very long time, I have always wanted to review this trilogy ever since 2022. I had my two attempts, like in 2022. Well, with Lord of the Rings of Power, I was planning to review this trilogy. I did review the Hobbit trilogy, but I think you guys probably know that it was like the worst time for me to review it because when I reviewed, if you guys remember my reviews of the Hobbit movies, yeah, those did not age well. Especially when I had no other choice but to review it the cheap and lazy way, the physical media community way, how do I say this? Where I had to record my phone into another screen to like just the poster of it while I talk about it behind a camera. Yeah, that's something. Trust me when I say that was something I did not want to do, but I was just in a bad place right now. My because of how badly my laptop broke. It was just tragic. Yeah, one of the worst things to ever happen to me in 2022. But yeah, I did it. But yeah, because of just how poorly these reviews have aged, yeah, I will do a much more proper review of the Hobbit film. So, but I actually didn't really have time to review the Lord of the Rings films. I lost time of it, even though I wanted to do them. Yeah, I only got to do the Hobbit films. And then another time I was planning to review this trilogy was last year for Return of the King's the 20th anniversary. That I thought that was a perfect opportunity. But last year's December was so busy that I couldn't do enough videos. I couldn't even finish my DCU reviews in preparation for Aquaman and Lost Kingdom, even if that was a marathon I was doing. But I am planning to finish off my DC reviews like in preparation for the new DCU from James Gunn, because I gotta like finish off the DC reviews, make sure I review all of them so that because one from one universe to the next, and also yes, I will review the classic Superman and the older Superman films in preparation for it too. But yeah, but now that we're getting a new Lord of the Rings movie, this this month. Let alone I am watching it in 6 days from now. Hell, fucking yes. I think it's about time I talk about this trilogy, and finally I am giving you guys my thoughts on these films. But let's be real here. You knew yeah, let's be real here. You knew I was gonna like fucking praise this franchise. Like I'm gonna praise these movies because who doesn't love Lord of the Rings? Yeah, I know there are some people who say that Lord of the Rings is not their cup of tea. I get why, because they are long films. They are long films, and just with one simple story about a hobbit returning who wants to return the ring to Mount Doom. So I get that, but for me, yeah, I've always loved this one. Ever since I saw it for the first time, I've always loved this trilogy, and I really do consider it as my favorite trilogy of all time. Is I know that this is a popular opinion amongst film buffs, but I am a professional critic after all. And yeah, I think every single cinephile film buff, like people with actual good taste in movies, say that The Lord of the Rings is the best trilogy. Well, no offense to people who think that who prefers another trilogy than Lord of the Rings. And yeah, with the Fellowship of the Ring, in particular, yeah, what do I think of this movie? Does this movie still age well? Hell, freaking yes. Yeah, this is why the Middle-earth franchise is the definitive fantasy franchise. Sorry, Harry Potter. Yeah, The Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring is a perfect start to this amazing franchise, and this would be the second best Lord of the Rings movie behind the Return of the King. Now, at one point, I did call this my favorite movie, 2021, 2001, my bad. Yeah, I put this as my favorite movie of 2001 at one point. However, I will admit, I don't really think this holds up as being the best movie of 2001. I get why people could see this as the best movie of the year, but to me personally, I think that there is just one film of that year that means a bit more to me, and that is Monsters Inc. Yeah, Monsters Inc. is my favorite movie of 2021. It was my favorite, and then and then this one, and then now Monsters Inc. Took its throne back as my favorite. Yeah, it's just that Monsters Inc. is a top five Pixar movies for me. It's a movie that it was my favorite movie as a kid, so it was the movie that when I think about childhood movies, Monsters Inc. is the first that comes to my mind, and so yeah, I think that like I rewatch Monsters Inc. More times than I do for Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring. But this is certainly a better made film, I will say. But this is still the second best movie in 2001, so it's still a high bar. And I would say that I think that this movie should have won Best Picture over A Beautiful Mind. But I guess the Oscars just decided to save the award, the Best Picture winner award for Return of the King, so that the entire trilogy in itself can be a Best Picture winner. After all, this film is an incomplete story. It does end with a sort of a cliffhanger. Yeah. So yeah. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. And okay, as the next two films delve into more complex storylines, this one story is the easiest to follow as we see how this journey begins. We immediately understand that this whole trilogy is essentially about Frodo going to a mission to destroy the ring once and for all. And from the Hobbit Shire to Mount Doom, sorry, to Mount Doom, yeah, that is, a long journey to take. And it's not just them like walking for 3 hours. So there's a lot of obstacles. Like the orcs again. The way you got the evil Saruman, who was actually a good guy, but then betrayed everyone. Yeah, but yeah. Sorry. And yeah, right off the bat, the first act of this film sets up the mission in an engaging way where every single moment feels important to building up the journey. Yes, I'm talking about for back in the Shire with showing how Bilbo Baggins has the ring. And he used it to Gandalf getting pissed off. Yeah, we introduced Bilbo, and I don't remember what exactly happened to Bilbo. Like, did he die? Honestly, I'll admit, I actually don't. I actually kind of forgot about what exactly happened to Bilbo. But if you guys can explain to me in the comments, I'd be glad for someone to explain. But I know I'm not saying I didn't pay attention to this movie. It's just that one plot detail that I sort of forgot about. But yeah, having an engaging build up, having an engaging build up to this is something that a certain first installment to a trilogy in this saga fails to do. More on that when I review it. The film introduces us to characters who are already worth investing with. The moment that we see these characters appear on screen, we immediately love them and remember them. Frodo, Sam, Gandalf, Aragorn, Legolas, Boromir, Merry, Pippin, Arwen, Galadriel, Saruman, Gimli, etc. Not a single character in this felt wasted, and all the performances are something truly special. All the cast I mentioned, Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, Ian McKellen, Orlando Bloom, Viggo Mortensen, just so many great ones. Christopher Lee, just amazing ones. And my personal favorite Lord of the Rings character, well, I would say that my favorite Lord of the Rings character in general does not appear on this film in particular. Now, in fact, two of my favorite ones, Eowyn and Gollum. Yeah. Now, Gollum does show up as a background character, as a character foreshadowed to be on the journey later on, but we only get glimpses of Gollum in this one, but not that much. But yeah, Eowyn, I know her first appearance is in Two Towers. The Two Towers is where all the Lord of the Rings characters we know get introduced. So there's no new character in Return of the King. But if I were to pick a character in this film, well, it comes down to four characters. I cannot for the life. It comes down to these characters. Not four. I think five. I cannot for the life of me decide on who truly is my favorite Lord of the Rings character. But Fellowship of the Ring character. But it's Sam, Gandalf, Arwen, Galadriel, or Legolas. Those are the just the contenders for my favorite character in Fellowship of the Ring. Maybe Arwen, I'd say, because Arwen is one. Besides Eowyn, Lord Arwen is my Lord of the Rings crush. But then you also got Gandalf just spitting out some of the most Gandalf just being a total badass and spitting out some of the most iconic lines like "You shall not pass." Yeah, that line is so iconic. And then you also got Sam, who is the heart of the film. Yeah, I guess it's Sam, Arwen, or Gandalf now. I guess those three. Galadriel, Legolas. Nah, I wouldn't put them as my favorite character in this film. And Frodo's a great protagonist. I like Frodo. I think he's way better than people give him credit for. But he's just not as good as those mentioned characters. I think that I can name better characters than Frodo. Yeah, but don't worry though. I think Frodo. I know there are some people who say that Frodo's a bland character, and that he's just he's unworthy of being the main character. I get that, but at the same time, I wouldn't really say that on in all honesty. The visual effects are ahead of its time. Like just some great CGI, some great stuff going on with its visuals. Just so damn great. And the score from Howard Shore is iconic as hell. It's just truly iconic for a reason. And yeah, this entire trilogy in itself features some of the greatest scores yet. The battle sequences may be kept to a smaller scale, but they are still epic. It's like with the main characters fighting off against the dwarves. There are some like pretty dark and terrifying moments as well. Yeah, especially with some minor jump scares from the elves. Yeah, and you can truly feel this the villains' dark nature. And my favorite battle scene would have to be like the one inside the cave. Against the fire demon. I forgot what you call that demon guy, that character. But maybe if you have better knowledge on Lord of the Rings than me, you can easily tell what that character is. Yeah. And yeah, of course, yeah. I just mentioned that iconic "You shall not pass" quote. But my personal favorite scene in this entire film has to be towards the end where Frodo makes the decision to go to Mount Doom alone, to continue his journey alone, and have everyone else go their separate ways to like fight off the orcs to make sure they don't get their hands on Frodo. But yeah, Sam nearly drowns while no, sorry, but yeah, and even though Frodo decides to go alone, yeah, Sam decides to go after him because Sam cannot leave Frodo. Yeah, Sam cannot let Frodo go on this mission alone, and he drowned, and this results to Sam drowning in the water, and Frodo saves his life, and he said that and then he explained to Frodo, Mr. Frodo, I made a promise to Gandalf, must not leave Frodo, Samwise Gamgee. Yeah, that scene, like towards the end, oh man, that was so emotional. That is honestly one of the most emotional moments of, in fact, probably the most emotional moment of this trilogy, besides the ending of Return of the King. Yeah, I wonder if people also find that scene emotional. I think people underlook that scene more, and also the cinematography as well. The drowning scene, like the shot of Sam about to drown, and Frodo like reaching his hand and Sam. Oh man, that is gorgeous. And yeah, when Sam like tells Frodo like he made a promise and he cannot leave him, and he wants to be with the Frodo like all the way through. Oh man, that really shed a tear in my eye. And I can see why people say that Sam is the true hero more than Frodo. He is the better one of the two main protagonists of Lord of the Rings, and he truly is like the real hero. Maybe not quite my favorite Lord of the Rings character, but certainly right up there. So overall, The Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring is such a masterful beginning to one of the greatest franchises ever. It's still Return of the King, but it's still a runner-up. Oh, and also my in-person best friend from high school considers this as his favorite movie of all time, and also the best film in the Middle Earth franchise. I can see why. And I know that there are some people who would say that this is their favorite Lord of the Rings movie. I can see why as well. Although it's a Return of the King. Yeah, Return of the King is the true like GOAT of Lord of the Rings to me. So with that said, guys, I'm going to give the Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring 5 stars out of 5 masterpiece movie. So also for my review of the Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, what are your thoughts on the film? Would you agree with me that this movie is a masterpiece? Or is this movie another cup of tea? And what are your thoughts on this franchise in general? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my review on The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Bye, guys.